They were once the happiest children in America, but behind the Disney magic lay a series of real-life nightmares. Over 70 years later, the original Mouseketeers, 1955, paid prices no one could imagine. One stripped of their voice and mind by a devastating disease. Another vanished inside their own home for months, decaying in silence before being found. By 2026, the childhood dream has shattered into a chilling reality. Who do you think is the absolute last survivor of this cursed club? Comment below. The Mickey Mouse Club, then and now. The girl personally chosen by Walt Disney later lost the ability to walk, could no longer speak, and required care around the clock. Annette Funicello was born on October 22, 1942, in Utica, New York. In 1955, Walt Disney saw her performing Swan Lake and invited her to audition for the Mickey Mouse Club. Annette became the last Mouseketeer selected for the first season and quickly became its most famous face. After only one season, she was receiving about 6,000 fan letters each month. When the show ended, Annette was the only Mouseketeer whom Disney continued to keep under contract. She appeared in many of the studio's films, released 15 albums, and later became an icon of teen movies, alongside Frankie Avalon. Annette married twice and had 3 children. In 1987, not long after marrying her second husband, Glenn Holt, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. The disease gradually took away her ability to maintain her balance, walk, and eventually speak. During the final years of her life, she needed a feeding tube and 24-hour care. Glenn always stayed by her side, cared for his wife, and kept his promise that he would never abandon her. On April 8, 2013, Annette died from complications of multiple sclerosis at the age of 70. After her death, Disney renamed Soundstage 1, where the Mickey Mouse Club had once been filmed, the Annette Funicello Stage, in memory of the show's most beloved star.
The first person she bumped into was Stephen Abernathy, who happens to be about the best looking and the most popular boy in town.
Oh, could you tell me where this is? Say, how's about stopping at the mall shop for a little libation? It's on the way. I thought you were broke. Sure, I'm always broke. Connie condition. But I can either put it on the cuff or float along with Mike.
Just one nude photo shoot caused Disney to cut ties with her for many years. Doreen Tracy was born on April 3, 1943, in London, England. In 1955, when she was only 12 years old, she became a prominent Mouseketeer on the Mickey Mouse Club and remained with the show until 1959. But behind the image of an obedient little girl wearing Mickey Mouse ears, Doreen soon revealed her rebellious nature. On one occasion, she and Annette Funicello secretly took some cigarettes and hid behind the set to smoke. After leaving Disney, Doreen formed the band Doreen and the Invaders, performed in Vietnam in 1968, then worked in promotion for Frank Zappa and at Warner Brothers. In 1976, she caused a sensation when she posed nude in Gallery magazine, wearing only Mickey Mouse ears. Another photo shoot appeared in 1979, causing Disney to exclude her from reunions and official events for many years. Later, Doreen admitted that she regretted not foreseeing the consequences. She was once married to Robert Washburn and had a son named Bradley, but they later divorced. After many years of separation, Disney finally accepted Doreen back. On January 10, 2018, she died of pneumonia, a complication after a 2-year battle with cancer, at the age of 74.
Help someone who's feeling blue, let kindness be your guide. For beauty isn't only looks, it's what you've got inside.
Oh, thank you, Doreen.
Twist our mouse dial to the right and left with a great big smile. This is the way we get to see a mouse cartoon for you and me. Me some.
Paul Peterson was born on September 23, 1945, in Glendale, California. In 1955, when he had just turned 10, he was selected for the original Mouseketeer cast of the Mickey Mouse Club, but Peterson lasted at Disney for only a few weeks. According to the story he later told, a casting supervisor repeatedly called him by the nickname Mouse. Peterson became angry, turned around, and punched the man directly in the stomach, without knowing that Walt Disney was standing right behind him. The boy was fired almost immediately. That setback did not end his career. Peterson later became famous for playing Jeff Stone in The Donna Reed Show, while also becoming a successful teenage singer. But when the spotlight faded, his life began to spiral out of control. Peterson said his 20s were consumed by drugs, and admitted that the only thing he had not done was inject drugs into his arm. The turning point came in 1990, when his close friend Rusty Hamer, also a former child actor, ended his life at the age of 42. Peterson was deeply troubled by it, and founded the organization A Minor Consideration in 1991 to support child actors and former child stars who had fallen into crisis. Today, at the age of 80 in 2026, Peterson has almost completely stepped away from acting and lives with his third wife, Rana Platts Peterson, who has been by his side since 1992. Although he is facing chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, he still participates in interviews and continues to lead A Minor Consideration.
There's a ball at the Statler Hilton that is going to be a fantastic affair. I think it's November 13th, if I'm not mistaken. And there is a entry blank in November, and if you win, you will be flown out to Hollywood. And you can send this entry blank to Hollywood 2828, address it to Waif, Hollywood 2828, Box 28.
His body lay inside his own home for nearly 9 months, without anyone knowing. Dennis Day was born on July 12, 1942, in Los Angeles, California. In 1955, when he was only 12 years old, he became one of the most beloved Mouseketeers of the Mickey Mouse Club, thanks to his gentle smile and innocent appearance. After leaving Disney, Dennis gradually withdrew from the entertainment industry, moved to Oregon, and lived quietly with his longtime partner, Ernest Caswell. In mid-July 2018, Dennis suddenly disappeared at the age of 76. Ernest was suffering from dementia at the time, so he could not provide clear information. It was not until late July that the family learned about it and notified the police. Dennis's home was searched several times, but nothing was found, even though neighbors had complained about a foul smell coming from inside. Even more horrifyingly, during one search, the officers accidentally stepped on the body, which was concealed beneath a pile of old clothes, without realizing it. It was not until April 2019 that the Oregon State Police brought a police dog to search the house again. Dennis's badly decomposed body was found inside the bedroom. Because so much time had passed, forensic examiners could not determine the exact cause of death. The investigation later determined that caregiver Daniel Berta had left Dennis unattended after an altercation that caused his death, then misappropriated the victim's money and property. Daniel was convicted of manslaughter, abuse of a corpse, identity theft, and several other offenses. Dennis's family also filed a lawsuit against the police department, seeking $2 million in compensation for serious mistakes made during the investigation. How could a body remain inside a house for months, with the police even accidentally stepping on it, yet still go undiscovered? What do you think really happened?
To twist our mouse dial to the right and the left with a great big smile. This is the way we get to see a mouse cartoon for you and me.
A car accident took away the use of her legs, forcing Karen Pendleton to use a wheelchair for the rest of her life. Karen Pendleton was born on August 1, 1946, in Glendale, California. In 1955, when she was only 8 years old, she was selected for the original cast of The Mickey Mouse Club. With her curly blonde hair and innocent face, Karen often appeared beside Cubby O'Brien in the farewell song at the end of each show. She was one of only 9 Mouseketeers who remained with the show for all 4 seasons, from 1955 to 1959. After the show ended, Karen left Hollywood, finished high school, and then married Del Michael DeLauer. They had a daughter named Stacy in 1973, but the marriage later ended in divorce. In 1983, her life was completely turned upside down. A car accident in Fresno injured Karen's spine and left her paralyzed from the waist down. The person who had spent her entire childhood dancing now had to depend on a wheelchair. Karen did not allow the wheelchair to bring her life to an end. She returned to school, earned a bachelor's degree, and then a master's degree in psychology from Fresno State University. After that, she worked at a shelter for abused women and became involved in advocating for the rights of people with disabilities. Karen Pendleton died of a heart attack on October 6, 2019, in Fresno, California, at the age of 73.
To the right and the left with a great big smile. This is the way we get to see a mouse cartoon for you and me. Thank you, Bobby.
You're welcome, Karen.
Bobby Burgess had to audition 5 times before earning the Mickey Mouse ears. He was born on May 19, 1941, in Long Beach, California. In 1955, at the age of 14, Bobby was selected for the original cast of the Mickey Mouse Club and stayed with the show for all 4 seasons. Although he attended school while filming, he still graduated from high school among the top 2% of students in his class. In 1961, Bobby and his dance partner Barbara Boylan won a dance competition and were invited to appear on The Lawrence Welk Show. The positive response from the audience helped him become a regular cast member, performing continuously for 21 years until the show ended in 1982. On February 14, 1971, Bobby married Christy Florin, the daughter of accordionist Myron Florin. After more than 55 years, they are still together and have 4 children and 8 grandchildren. The entire family once ran Burgess Cotillion together, where Bobby taught dancing, manners, and confidence to generations of children. Well into his 80s, Bobby continued dancing, teaching, and appearing at Disney nostalgia events. In April 2026, Burgess Cotillion held its final dance, bringing his decades-long teaching journey to a close. At the age of 85, he is enjoying life with his wife, children, and grandchildren, after a career with almost no dark chapters.
Pardon me, ma'am. Today's mouse cartoon is Two Gun Mickey.
So this is Guy Gully.
Yep.
I still like Dayton, but I'm glad to be here.
Well, we're mighty glad to have you here, Bobby. What do you got on tap for us?
My impressions of several famous dancing stars.
The only boy allowed to play an instrument on the show later became the drummer behind many of America's biggest stars. Cubby O'Brien's real name is Carl Patrick O'Brien. He was born on July 14, 1946, in Burbank, California. In 1955, when he was only 9 years old, he was discovered by Disney at a charity performance and joined the Mickey Mouse Club. With his freckles, mischievous smile, and drumming talent far beyond his age, Cubby was placed on the red team and became the only Mouseketeer allowed to play an instrument in front of the camera. After Disney, he did not try to hold on to his image as a child star, but quietly built a career behind the stage. Cubby played drums for the Lawrence Welk Show, Spike Jones, and Anne Margaret, and appeared for more than 6 years on The Carol Burnett Show. Beginning in 1973, he became the touring drummer for the Carpenters, helping Karen Carpenter step out from behind the drum kit and stand before audiences as the lead singer. Cubby went through 2 failed marriages and had 1 daughter, before marrying his 3rd wife, Holly Sims, in 2002. Now at the age of 80 in 2026, Cubby lives in the Pacific Northwest with his wife. He remains connected to drumming and continues to take part in interviews, Broadway productions, and Mouseketeer reunion events.
Time to twist our Mouseketeers to the right and the left with a great big smile. This is the way we get to see a mouse cartoon for you and me.
Once expected to become the biggest star of the show, she ultimately ended up in federal prison. Darlene Gillespie was born on April 8, 1941, in Montreal, Canada. In 1955, when she was only 14 years old, she joined the Mickey Mouse Club and quickly stood out thanks to her clear singing voice, natural performing ability, and energetic personality. Disney once viewed Darlene as a future star, but as Annette Funicello became increasingly famous, she was gradually pushed into the background. After the show ended, Darlene continued recording for Disney, appeared in National Velvet and Dr. Kildare, then released country music under the stage name Darlene Valentine. However, she was unable to regain her former glory. Darlene later studied nursing and spent most of her life working as a nurse, caring for heart patients. In 1997, she was convicted of helping her fiancé steal 4 women's blouses, had to spend 3 days in jail, and received 3 years of probation. Just 1 year later, Darlene was convicted on 12 federal charges, including conspiracy, securities fraud, mail fraud, obstruction of justice, and perjury. She was sentenced to 2 years in prison, served 18 months, and was then released. By 2011, Darlene was living quietly in Oxnard, California, as a retired nurse. After being released from prison, Darlene almost completely disappeared from the public eye and lived quietly. She is now 85 years old in 2026, but has not revealed any further information.
What's the use? Oh, I would like to meet a boy. Yes, I would like to meet a boy who'd come along and take a hold of my hand.
Sharon Baird's legs, once insured for $50,000, were later hidden inside costumes, in which audiences never recognized her. Sharon was born on August 16, 1943, in Seattle, Washington. In 1955, when she was only 12 years old, she joined the Mickey Mouse Club and quickly stood out thanks to her skillful dancing technique and powerful energy. She remained on the Red Team for 3 seasons and was considered one of the best dancers on the show. In 1964, Sharon married singer Dalton Lee Thomas. The two formed the performing group 2 Cats and a Mouse. But both the act and the marriage fell apart in the late 1960s. No longer appearing with her real face, Sharon continued performing inside the rubber suits of H.R. Pufnstuf, the Boogaloos, Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, and Land of the Lost. She also served as a movement model for Frodo in The Lord of the Rings in 1978, but was not credited. Sharon is now 82 years old in 2026 and lives quietly in Reno, Nevada. She spent most of her career using her own body to create famous characters, even though audiences rarely saw the face behind them.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon. Hi, fellas. What are you doing?
Cubby and I are working on a drum and tap dance.
Drum and tap dance. You mean it takes 2 of you? Sure. Bobby taps and I answer him on the drums. But you don't need 2 people for that.
Sherry Alberoni was born on December 4, 1946, in Cleveland, Ohio. In 1956, when she was only 9 years old, she joined the Mickey Mouse Club in an unbelievable way. During an unsuccessful audition, Her brother Roy suddenly told the judges that his sister could play the trumpet while tap dancing. Sherry was called in to perform and nearly broke her front teeth. But it was her adorable lisp that helped her get selected for the Blue Team as the youngest Mouseketeer of the second season. After leaving Disney, Sherry continued appearing in many television shows before finding greater success in voice acting. She voiced Alexandra Cabot in Josie and the Pussycats and Wendy in the first season of Super Friends. Millions of children heard her voice every weekend morning, without knowing that she was the same little girl who had once held a trumpet on the Disney stage. In 1971, Sherry married Dr. Richard Van Meter on her birthday. She is now 79 years old in 2026 and lives quietly in Southern California. The little girl who got the role only because her brother panicked ultimately built a career that lasted for decades. Outro. So we have just looked back at the lives of the original Mouseketeers, from then until now. If you found the video interesting, please take a moment to like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video so that more people can watch it. Do not forget to leave a comment and let us know which member's story impressed or moved you the most. Every interaction from you is a source of motivation for us to continue researching and bringing you higher quality videos. Thank you for taking the time to watch until the end. We wish you good health, much happiness, and we will see you again in the next video.